going to be winning because he's already won once, but nobody's seen him in years, so I invited him back to tell the story. So please welcome to the stage, Dusty Johnson.
This story is sort of when I was growing up in Texas.
Move to the left. In front of the move.
Yeah, very good. I wasn't sure what better either. All right. Can you see me now? Yeah. All right. So this is work when I grew up in Texas. Dark is how you tell time in the country. If you can see, you work. If you can't see, you rest. And near about dark is the time they bring all the kids in to be included for fast, supper, and bed. So I was sitting on the back porch one night waiting for my turn in the bath. The bath was not on the back porch, I was just looking on the back porch. We weren't that poor. And so my uncle came up and said, "Just to get out there and feed Misty." That was their Shetland pony. And my first reaction was, really? Because I've never been good with horses, even on a carousel. But what I said was, yes, sir, because I grew up in a family where you didn't question your elders. And so I looked out at the barn. I was thinking at that point, he probably chose me because I was physically the closest to the barn. All I could see was the barn out there, and it was very dark, and I did not want to go by myself. Because on my grandparents' farm, there's lots of equipment and lots of nooks and crannies where monsters could hide and they would get you in the dark if you were by yourself, which is what my older cousins had told me. So I was trying to walk like I wasn't scared, but I was really scared, and so I looked like I had to use the bathroom. So I made it to the barn without getting got, and I opened the door and immediately closed it behind me like I had been taught so the horse wouldn't get out. And I went to the feed closet and got a scoop, old coffee pan, because my family didn't spend good money on a scooper when a coffee pan would work. So I poured the food in the trunk, turned back around to make sure I hadn't made a mess, getting ready to leave, and I realized that Misty had turned around facing away from me. Before I could even react, she kicked me in the stomach and knocked me on the ground. And so I yelled, "Misty kicked me," and I jumped up and I ran out of the barn, specifically leaving the door open for either monsters to kill her or for her to run away. I did not care which one. And I ran back to the house screaming, "Misty kicked me," holding my shirt up so you could see the bruise on my stomach. And everybody came running out of the house saying, "What's going on?" And I don't know if Misty was chasing me or she just found that I can escape. And so she passed me and went past the house out toward the road. So my uncles and older cousins started running toward the barn to go get the horses to chase her to get her before she got to the highway. And they gave me some really dirty looks. And I'm sure they probably wanted to curse at me, but they didn't, because good Baptists don't curse even in Christ. Jesus is always there, he will hear us. And so everybody went, after I stopped screaming, everybody went back inside, and one of my cousins asked, "What's wrong with Dusty?" And my aunt said, "He's scared of horses." And that marked me more than the bruise on my stomach. But not in that after-school special way. That would have been preferable. Banishment from the farm would have been something I would have wanted. My family was one of those ones, literal get back up on the horse kind of people. So when everybody went back inside, I asked my mother, said, "Why is everybody so bad?" She said, "Well, honey, you left the horse out of the barn." I said, "I know, but the horse kicked me." "It doesn't matter, you let it out of the barn." "But it's a mean horse, she attacked me." You can't let the horse out of the barn. You've been told numerous times to not let the horses out. I said, "It's not even a whole horse, it's a pony. It's like a half a horse." She said, "Exactly, why are you scared of a pony?" She kicked me when I got in. She said, "You've got to get over being scared of horses." I said, "Do I? Really?" She said, "Dustin, Tara, watch your mouth." So I did. And so the next morning, lo and behold, went out to the pen. All the horses were there lined up, all saddled up. All my cousins and my brother and sister jumped up on the horses, and I just stood there looking like I didn't know what was going on. They said, "Go and get on the horse." "No, thank you. I'm good." "Get over there and let her smell your hands so she can tell you're not scared." "But I am scared." "And she will know. And I want to keep that to myself." "Get up on the horse, boy." So I got on the horse. And everybody starts trotting, and Misty went directly to the fence and started rubbing up, trying to knock me off. So I pushed away from the fence, and she went right back, trying to knock me off, and I pushed, and she went back over And I finally said, you stupid horse, and I smacked her on the butt. And she bucked, and so she bucked, and I screamed, and she bucked, and I screamed, and she bucked, and I screamed a little bit more. And it was like like it was the emergency broadcast system. And it seemed like 10 minutes, but it couldn't have been more than 10 seconds. I flew off the back, landed on the ground, breath knocked out of me, the reason the screaming stopped. And my uncle ran over and said, well, Dusty, who could have put you in a rodeo? You rode that more than 8 seconds. And while I felt I truly deserved a giant belt buckle for all my pain and suffering, I decided right then and there the only horses in my future would be embroidered on my polo shirt. Thank you.